And we are streaming from a slightly different location for reasons related to my cats. How are we all doing? We have 4 people currently queued up. As soon as I make sure that the stream is working okay, then we shall start a game, which will currently be Rise, Pipples, Prospero, and myself. And in fact, I have brought some tiles. Or rather, I just have tiles I can easily access if I needed to. Which I guess is the same thing, really. Things are going. That is good to hear. Right. Let's get a game started then. Where's the start button? Oh, indeed. As my wife says. Okay. Game starts. I've got a slightly different setup to usual because obviously I've had to move it down there. I don't have a third screen for things, which is, you know, it's fine. It's just there's less to set up down here and less for the cats to terrorize.
But you do have tea ducks.
I do, in fact, have tea ducks. But first, let's win this game of Mahjong. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. I've also realized I put my microphone right in front of where I need to see tiles, so there's the thing. Okay. As I say, setup not ideal. Somebody will have to let me know if there's any major issues that need correcting. But, we'll start here. West to begin. Okay, nothing spectacular, but we can potentially get, with some lucky draws, progress this hand. Also, I hear a cat approaching. I heard loud enough noise through my headphones, so I assume that I did genuinely hear that. Alright, Prospero calling the 2-pin. So, early Tanyo attempt, or possibly a Honitsu, depending on how he has actually gone with this. Do we want to push 4 here? The problem with pushing 4 is that if we do it and it turns into a thing... I think this is a risky tile. Oh, he's called the 1s as well, so it's just Toy Toy. Toy Toy at least gives us the information side of things. He's dealer, so just going for dealer push. Could have it on a set for backup purposes. Yeah, we're going to discard what we see on the table. So defending against that. Okay, he's got bonus tile only, and based on what's out, it can only be Hatsu or East. So we're not going to be too worried about that. He's either in a single weight for it, or he's in a weight which relies on that tile. Either way, his hand is now worth about 1,000 points, so we can progress.
Must have a lot of fingers to point that. Must have a lot of fingers to point that.
Guess the problem with the hand at the moment is they don't really get rid of the East very easily. Goes for a Rinchan. Does not pull off the Rinchan, or is just slow rolling it. Nope, too slow. So, Yishanten, well, 2 away ourselves, not Yishanten. This drop with this Yishanten, doesn't. Third south. But yeah, it's still Hatsu or East that he wants. He's either got this triplet or wants it. If we saw an East out, we'd know he needs it. But unless we draw a pair, we can't do a lot. I wonder if that 2 was early triggered, because he discarded an early 1 as well. Maybe he should have forced this into a Chanter, rather than go for the early 2-pin call. Might have been an error. Might have been a misclick. We've drawn a pair of... Okay, that's interesting. Now we've drawn a pair of Easts ourselves. It's not perfect. But that tells us one half of the thing. There's a potential equation that says he's there. We have to get rid of one of these pairs at some point. 8-pin's probably the safest pair for us to get rid of. So we'll get rid of that. But drawing the pair of 8s now means we can actually progress the hand. And we're assuming Hatsu is the tile that matters. So 5 draws left. We could still hit Tenpai with this. Let's say you can't have another one because that wouldn't give him anything at that point. Literally, the only things that we worry about, Hatsu and the pair, these, which we've now got a pair of, so we can actually do things. 6 is an okay draw, so that puts Sisha on 10. So we can call for Tenpai now. Well, no, we can't call for Tenpai just yet. 4 gets us there, still have to get rid of other things. 3-man's safe though. Okay, we know 7's safe. We're gonna go call for Shanton. Can't call that and take it, so we need 2-5. Okay, options at least. Yeah, Hatsu on a single weight. As I say, I'm not too concerned about that. 2-4 odds dealers, not the end of the world for us. And we attacked once we knew we could, or at least once we ironed out what his hand was. It was possible that he could have been waiting on the pair of East, same as us, but very aggressive for that. We're starting with 7, so we're unlikely to go for Kokushi here. Therefore, we are just going to immediately get rid of the 9. We've got 3 dragons. We'll just play south and see if any of those can get paired up. Friso 2-pin ideal draws for progressing hand right now. Should have probably played Hatsu before these two. Yeah, well. Suji. We got a pair of frees. But we now can't play the Hatsu, so we're now going to have to fold out this hand to a certain extent. Going for a very rapid attack. Well, we can just keep playing 1s, 9s and hope we draw enough of them to get the Mungan win. I mean, I was kind of joking, but, you know, we can keep doing this. So, in terms of where a hand actually might go now, Tanyo is possible. 3 was played before the Riichi. Not a safe tile, though. Is a Suji. But I've now got to the point where I've kind of run out of other options here. 9-pin's not been played, 6-pin's not been played. So yeah, if we've got to break it, we've got to break up the hand then. Hoping for something. East is fine. Okay, follow up. To be fair, our hand was quite a long way from anything anyway, so we're just going to play safe tiles as much as we can here, and then just make some educated guesses. Which, given the veins that have come out, I think he might be on a 3-6 weight. Might even be 3-6-9 if he's really lucked out with it. Or he's on an incidental single tile. But him throwing greens are useful for us. So if he's on a 3-6 pin, we've got 4 of his winners in hand now. 9-pin's safe, so it buys us an extra draw, which is extremely nice of Prospero to take that risk. Probably it means that he's close-ish. We've got 5 so it's also safe, which I haven't quite registered. 2 so as well, actually. Okay, so we've got 2 safe tiles to the end. You only need 1 more to get there. But Pivels has Dora free. So 5 so is the way we want to go with this. That being said, we play the more recently safe tile first, especially as we've got 2 of them. So Piffles, Tanyo, Dora 2, Dora 3 we would imagine. Can he end the job? Prospero potentially calling for Tenpai, doesn't do it. Ah, and that's a final deal in 8. So it was a pair weight. Couple of middle pair weights, yeah. A little awkward, but hey, Ryan picks up the win, goes into the lead. And having done nothing, we are in 3rd. Right, let's see what we're working with this time round. Sozu Honitsu, if we can pair up the west of the green in the very early phases of this game. Other than that, probably cut south and see where it goes. Especially since one of those went out. So he was claiming Tanyo 5, which again he might have done. He had free showing, so. Somebody else potentially wanting that. Alright, let's play East on turn 3. Passes. So, we got an Itsu, possible Honitsu here. Not a massive fan of it, I'm going to be honest. Play the free pin now, but it's going to be a dodgy tile to hold on to. Leads down the line. No, a lot needs to go in our favour to make the ideal hand work here, but... Could be a Manzu Honitsu, so we'll play 6 here. Don't want to give the dealer help, of course, but we don't want an isolated... Well, I suppose it's not an isolated middle tile. Alright, it's isolated now, but it could be a thing. Anyway, there's the early Prospero Reach. So we've got other things to concern ourselves with right this second. Friso is immediate Ipatsu. That was, yeah, wow. He had all the Dora. I mean, we didn't have any decision to make with it. It was an edge weight anyway, but an edge weight for a lot. Riichi 4 is Hanneman, and this game could be over this hand before I have a dealer's turn. Having done next to nothing. Yeah, Prospero's off again. You can't complain. You dealt the Sanzo of Destiny. You don't play those against Ipatsu. We've got double East left, so we'll play that now. Yeah, I mean, it's a good reach for him, Prospero, because honestly, there's not a lot of benefit. You get the Hanneman if you pull it off. Well, actually, he had Mungan with the reach, so Mungan with the reach anyway. I'm not sure he had another weight anyway. Yeah. No ability to really upgrade it to anything. I'm just surprised that the Sanzo came out as the very first tile. So here we're hoping to get a Tuso to give us reach only. We could South potentially. Alright. That gives us some other option here. We could go into a South wait on the Tuso. Or draw South or Tuso, go reach on the pair weight, which includes South. Or I've got that as a thing. Yeah, this might be bad, but I'm going to do this way round anyway. Because we still go into a 2-5 pin 2 weight if this pops up. Could call for Tenpai, but it'd be south side only. So we're not going to go with that. Yeah, that was a missed call for Tenpai. Now I have to worry about that. 16 was a Suji. He played the 5, so that wasn't safe, but we now also have a safe final discard as well as this works out. So, all right. Rise deals in. We're going to promote ourselves to... No, it's not valuable enough. Not valuable enough, so we stay third, having again done nothing. Alright, deal a turn then. So we have 3 pairs, sequence, Dora. Alright, 2 then. So we're probably going to get rid of one of these sets anyway, so we'll probably get rid of a 9, see if this becomes Tanya down the line. So 3-man ideal draw right now. That's not a bad one either. Now there's an argument we switch to 7 pairs in this position, but I think Tanya is the more secured route, especially as we might need to do things in a hurry. And as we've clearly worked out, Ipatsu waits on the Sanzo, clearly the best play. Clearly. Follow white. Oh, we have 2 reds. Piffles calls west. 9 pink could potentially be useful for us, so we'll play red right now. Let's draw 7, cut 8, puts us to Shanten that way around, I guess. It's not the best, but we don't want to be... I mean, even if we do a 7 with the 6 that, it's fine. Problem we got is we're worrying about Piffles who decided to wake up and do some things now. Double Dora. Yeah, now I'm regretting not going for the 7 pairs route. Alright, let's go 1 here. We're still assuming a Tanya position at some point. Yeah, we're gonna start attacking here. We need to put some pressure on the board because our dealer position is at stake. Haven't done anything all game, and Pibbles could deal into a Mungan still, going aggressive. Well, we have 2 safe tiles against Rise, thankfully, so we're going to play them. So we need a free 6-man to hit Tenpai. We can actually play the 2 safely as well, which is quite nice. It also means we can call the last 2 man if it gets played. Can't reach. Alright, well, you have it. We'll take the win because it puts us above Rise, even if it comes from Pipples right now. That Tanyo too. We're in the unfortunate position of having to go for this, I think, but we're in 3rd. We're not going to lose that necessarily to Rise. We know where a lot of Fedora are, so we also now have a safe tile if we want to evac. Or if we just want to go into a Dora wait. Alright, single tile. Tanyo and free if the 5-man comes out. There's greed, but we really can't do much else against that. I suppose I could have risked the 7, but it's not guaranteed to be safe, given on when Rise did that. And also, we now see 3 4s, so you never know. Red's fine. How do we fold this if we needed to? The answer is we don't. Yeah, answer is we don't. Khan, Rinshan, failed. I'm now waiting on the new Dora. So this is now a Dora 6 hand if this fails off. Come on, play a 5-man. You see all the 4s. It's got to be safe, right? Oh, good God. Oh well. That passed. I'm amazed that passed. I've got one more draw to do some nonsense here. Well, we pass, so it's on other people. Will you play a 5-man in this position? If the answer is yes, why are you playing a 5-man in this position? Well, I mean, yeah, went for it. Rise had an even bigger hand than I really had, but of course we had multiple cards. So yeah, that was a bit silly. Alright, so we have Dora White in our opening hand. Let's go to so to start with. It's going to rely on whether we get that Dora White again. 4 doesn't change a lot. We probably actually want to be on that side of it rather than anything else. I'll play Dora White. I think it just slows the hand up too much to go for it at this point. Okay, pair of 2s. So that establishes the pair, in case we do get the last 6 so. There's 2 of them gone, though. I'd say last. I assume there's one more. We could also draw 7 still. Pair of 1s. Alright, let's cut an edge weight. 9-7. I was thinking there was a chance of some Sanchikushi nonsense, but we've already kind of killed the momentum for that one. Well, maybe we haven't. Who knows? Sure, if also, though, we'd probably be more inclined to get rid of that than that anyway, but... Yeah, we're far too far away to be really realistically thinking Sanchikushi here. At this point, just needing to draw the middle tiles and get ourselves close is important here. So 3 middle tiles required, basically.
Riichi.
Rise too quick for us, unfortunately. No, we've got to save tile for now. Not much I can do in that position. Definitely confirm that. Keeping the 2 was probably... Nah, I mean, even then, we haven't really had the chance to do much else. We'll play another one. Don't know the 4 pin's necessarily going to pass. 2 so is dodgy as well. That passing's useful information, I guess. He's played 3, 4, and 6. The 3 was 3, 4 after the reach, 6 before. Doesn't suggest he has anything in the middle, Sozu, but he could also have been just for clearance purposes. We have our pair, so let's move on with that. The downside is it looks as if I'm going to have to discard a 7 so at some point to progress the hand. Say tiles. Yeah, 1 south blade. I think we have to play our 1s here. We have to. We're not in a lost. We're not in a losing position at this point, really. We're up 25k. We are still in 3rd place, which is unfortunate. But the one thing we don't want to do is basically give up our right to attack for the lead at this point. So reach Sumodora. I mean, 2,000 point loss is not ideal, but it's also not game ending for us, so that's fine. If he'd bit earlier, that would have been obviously more painful, but again, we didn't have a great hand to go and attack him with. Would I take a west? Well, I'm not going to like the option here. I was just thinking, would I take a west reset here? Probably, given I've got 3 Least Dragons, but. Well, let's go green. Hello, Butterfly. We're having a game where I have done almost nothing. Other than being Tenpai for a ridiculous hand, but you know. So was everybody else. We have Demo and Butterfly currently queued up. We are waiting on 2 more to get a second game going. If not, then 2 of the people here will join that game, and I will go and observe it, I imagine. Yeah, keep the single middle tile over the white for the moment. Yeah, I mean, Toto is a consideration here, but I think we've got 2-2-4. We'd prefer to keep that shape rather than worry about other things. Okay, so 2 sequences. Potential cut, and we got the early Prospero Reach. Oh, sure. Well, play the guaranteed safe for turn 1. I might have to play the second one out as well, unfortunately. Because I don't think with the 5-so in hand we can realistically go for that. Green should be relatively safe, but I'm still going to take the second freebie for the moment. He's played 0 Sozu tiles. Pibble's also attacking. Pibble's kind of has to, though, in fairness. Did play a very early Manzu, but can play green on the basis we played 1. There was no pause or anything at that point. Oh, this is a bit tricky now. Pair of 8s and hope he doesn't want anything anywhere near it. Sozu could be more beneficial to us if we were to play that now. We got a pair of 2s. We don't have any information across the board on that. 1-1's already been played. We're going to play 1, so. Alright, we also have to be worried about that then, I guess. So we can play our free so. And I think we might do over the red right now. Just because that's more obviously a Honitsu than what's going on over here. I know Prospero's not played any Sozu, but it's not guaranteed, especially given some things. Okay, that's the deal in, and that's actually game. I did almost nothing this entire game. I hit Tenpai with a monster hand once. Rah. Alright, Prospero gets Shades, and we will set up another game. Yeah, GG. Yeah, I just felt like I did nothing, ultimately. Alright, so players currently queued up. We have Demo, Butterfly, Piffles, and Prospero. Well, yeah, Pavinia Friso had to have a mass load of justification behind it. Especially on the Ipatsu discard. Alright, it looks as if those 4 are the 4 currently queued up. I'm not going to join in this one. I'm going to actually do an observation round. So, Demo, Butterfly, Piffles, Prospero, off you go. 5-so, Free-so. I think Free-so earns you more points. No worries, Rise. Alright. So I'm going to just go AFK a couple of moments while I sort some things out, and also potentially bring Artie to have his second on-stream appearance. So, be right back screen apparently. That's just the default one that just appeared there. So, well, it's fine. I'll just have this as is. All right, bear with 2 minutes. of us. Arthur's second on-stream appearance, and he wants off. Say hi. No, you don't want to say hi? Yeah. He was coming down to see us, so it's all good. Right. So yeah, let's just go through the logs here a little bit because we've got a little bit of time before that game starts off. So honestly, I just didn't have a lot to do in this game, really. Yeah, this is the only tempo I got, and this is kind of a ridiculous game in a lot of ways. Let's just actually progress this a bit more here. We had multiple Khans from the start of it. So at this point, Rise did the early reach waiting on the 4-7, which I had multiple of in hand at this point. So I'm just playing safe tiles out. Let's just see what everybody else has got. Pibbles is Ishanten, having discarded the 5 to do it. Prospero's hand looks kind of interesting as well. I draw the second winner, discard my second one there, hoping at things. So Pibbles goes for a Khan. He's in last place, so absolutely nothing wrong with this play. Draws a 7, cuts for 9. Again, probably correct decision. So he's maximised his chances of actually getting to a finish hand for West and not a lot else. Since we have a safe tile to get us to a free 6-man Tempai, we do that. Unfortunately, kind of dead because a lot of them are in people's hands. I mean, there are still additional ones we could draw, but things are about to change this scenario up as well. So Prospero draws the 4, decides to hold on to it, possibly for safety. He's keeping all of his single Dora tiles. So Prospero kind of folding out the hand at the moment. We draw Dora free. So there's no way we can play Dora free here. And if we're not playing Dora free, we might as well play the single safe tile that remains, the 5-man. I mean, this one's not actually dead either. There's 2 of them in Prospero's hand. We did. I go Khan. I hit 1 more. So I've now made it Medora. So if it wasn't going to not be played by Prospero, this just made sure it was definitely never going to get played. But this is the only tempo I actually hit all game, I think. And here I'm just deciding to go with it. I see a 6-man. I'm going to have to go with it. I get safe tiles to the end. As it turns out, the 5 was never in the wall, and boom. Yeah, it's a shame I couldn't have stayed on that, but obviously if I'd have broken either of those, I'd have done into Rise with that anyway. But yeah, that was the highlight of my last game. I really wasn't able to do anything for most of it. Ah dear. Didn't deal in though. I just ended up with 3rd with not a lot of stuff. All right, let's see how the game is going. If we can in fact watch that. 25 seconds from start. That is fine. I will go get myself a drink and be back in 20 seconds. Pretty much bang on. Oh, I missed the last 5, man. That's fine. Alright, so let's begin then. So, starting with Piffles, who is the dealer. Double West, Dora. Double Red, Dora. Prospero has already got a completed set and is... Okay, he's thinking big if he's going for 7 so to start, but mind you, the rest of his hand is okay. South is a bonus tile for him. He's drawn another South, so Prospero's on jammed form at the moment. So what he ends up with. Butterfly up top, Dora, yeah, reasonable-ish hand. 1 sequence and go. Demo, typically the one with all the jam, also has a pretty good start. So this is just going to be a case of Prospero's going for a big hand here, but it's going to be awkward, I think. So I'm guessing Prospero is just forcing the Manzi Honitsu at this point, based on what he's currently started with. I'm not sure that was necessarily the best of opening calls for him, but if he draws any more honor tiles, I think there's definitely an argument that that's the absolute way to go. Yeah, okay, so he's called for discarded 6, so he's definitely leaning towards... Well, I might just be leaning towards Tenpai, actually. He can get the Tuso. I don't... If Piffles plays Tuso, there's no chance that Prospero won't call that, I don't think, just for a completed hand. There's also, of course, being the dealer if you win. Just now, yeah, I'd probably be culling some dragons at this point, I think, and keeping the 5, so... You might well be thinking Honitsu. It's worth 2. So if you can get a pair of any of the dragons, then you can progress them and call 1, get rid of 1 so, call 2, get rid of 3 so. Have Honitsu as an additional bonus. Possibly Honitsu Toitoi, actually, the way that's going. No, takes the call, which, again, calling for what is effectively Ishanten. It's identifying that he needs honor tiles, though, so South really probably won't be played here. Pibbles is looking now 7 pairs Ishanten. Fortunately, his all middle tiles. The 8, I mean, 8 man's not bad, but, you know. He has played a Suji the 4, drew a 6 there. Okay. Well, now you've got decisions to make. He plays the 4, so that's probably correct on balance. Still Ishanten, but with potential upgrade paths now. Which dragon does Prospero get rid of? Yeah, he gets rid of green because there's 1 on the board. So 2 of those are in Piffles' hand, and that is a dealing tile. Piffles not likely to play. And that is Riichi on the 8th man. There's, unfortunately, 1 in each hand at this point. Did you start now early? No, there's obviously been a time zone switch at some point. And Piffles just unfortunately deals in with that last red dragon that could have been the winning tile. Yep, 26. I mean, 26 is not the worst thing you could deal into, in all honesty, but it's a little unfortunate. Anyway, hello, Jesper. Yes. Piffles starts again with... Alright. Again, we're going to stick with Piffles for this round, I think. So he's again drawn pretty much similar hand to what he had last time. Pair of dragons, pair of 1s, a few options here. Butterfly is straight off the mark with the green dragon call. A couple from Tenpai. Quick, rapid hand to become dealer. And Jesper has missed the kitty time on stream. Unless Artie decides to come back down. And given that I basically showed him to a camera and then didn't give him any food, I imagine he doesn't want to come down. Okay, so Piffles with an interesting hand here. So this could go Toy Dragons. It could go for... Yeah, okay. That's a good draw. So he plays 7 here. I mean, there was a chance it could be triplets. I'm assuming he was asking the Jam Gods for something. And clearly didn't get it. So I'm assuming he was going for a hand upgrade. And it seemed like it was a possible Suanko attempt. Or I could at least see a possible Suanko attempt from it. Alas, it just looks like it's going to be a reasonably decent hand. Okay, so 2 triplets down. Okay, maybe it is a Suanko attempt. I mean, to be fair, at this point, you draw a free... you draw a free 6, so it's absolutely a valid hand. Okay, reach Ipeiko, Dragon, Dora. Waiting on the 5, so... Okay, so he decides to dumber it, so he's Red Dragon, Dora 1 only. Oh, I see it. That's unfortunate. Absolutely. Oh, because 5 is his own dealing. Okay, fine. So 4-6 pin. Yeah, so he has a Suanko attempt. Sorry, I saw it as a dealing tile, and for some reason thought that was Butterfly, because obviously he had 2 calls. I was not paying attention to things. But yeah, that's his own winning tile at that point. So, trying to go around it. So, not the worst. Khan. Yep, you can't in this position. You have a Yakin in hand if you do this. An extra draw is always appreciated. And it gives South. So, you haven't actually done any damage there. South is fine. Fortunately, all the weights are out, so he can't Suanko it. Unfortunately. You can get Sun Anko Toy Toy Dragon, though, if you can get the 6 or the 4 pin out of the current hands. Unfortunately, Demos looks like... Well, it's isolated at the moment, but I doubt Demo's going to play it at this position. He's up against a Can't Reach from somebody, so probably not. And Prospero with a pair of 4 pins isn't going to get rid of that unless he absolutely needs a safe tile and knows it is safe, which is not the case here. And now that 6-0 is no longer loose in Demo's hand, he just needs a 5-0 to finish it off. So it's not looking likely for Piffles' hand at this point. Though not impossible, I have to be honest. And meanwhile, Butterfly has hit Tenpai on the 5-8. So for Dragon Dora. Of which there are 3 still left in the wall somewhere. So Prospero debating here. I guess Prospero has a possible Itsu on. But honestly, cutting the 6 pin at this position for that is not necessarily a great idea. And he's kind of rewarded for that, because now I can incorporate Medora and go towards more of a standard pin 2-ish style hand. So Ishan Temper Pinfu. And that is a win. Quick hand beats expensive hand, unfortunately. In most cases. So Demo loses some points. Butterfly goes from second, just behind Prospero, and takes the dealership. Piffle starts with a Khan of whites, which, again, we're just going to skip on Piffles for the moment. Dealer looks like they have a decent hand. Demos looks okay-ish. So here's the question. You don't want to usually Khan on turn 1. Although... Because, I mean, it's interesting here. I don't think I would Khan with this on turn 1, although I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad idea to do that offhand. It escalates the game a little bit, and I think if the hand was a little closer to anything, because the rest of his tiles are really disconnected. So this is a hand that I wouldn't call a dragon with, and I think that is the same here for Khanning. If I'm not really 2 away or have a fast 1 away with some value and options, I don't go with this. It still could be a Honitsu attempt, but he needs to pair up things, and unfortunately he's discarded north. He didn't follow the usual sequencing. You normally go discard south, because if they call it, you get an immediate extra draw. Then east, then north. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you're going to get rid of an honor tile, you get rid of south in this position, you don't get rid of north, because it's the furthest away if they want it. To be fair, anybody could call it, but you assume that if somebody wants it, it's also for the maximum value of it's their win. They're more likely to want to call it. As it happens, though, he's got rid of all these honor tiles, and I think... I don't know. I have to look at what his start was again, but I think Honitsu was probably your best bet, if you could get some early honors in there. He would have only got the pair of Norse missingly, so not a great amount of help. It just might have been able for him to force that a bit more, maybe. Still, that's not happened, so we're now going to progress around things. Prospero looks as if he's got an interesting hand. He has 2 Dora. Pair of 9s, he could get rid of that and just go for a Tanya, of course. Piffle's calling here. Okay, so he's called for Shanten. Not the worst. And he's still got the ability to Rinshan, so... Problem is now, he's got that happening. So he plays the 8-pin, not a guaranteed safe tile, unfortunately, but it passes. So if he hits Tenpai, he can Khan for a Rinshan now. We have Mono and Jesper in the queue. If we have 1 more, we can start a sub-game. So Butterfly as dealer, just calling for Ishanten. No, I mean if you get 1 more. Okay, 4-pin against 1 call. Problem is the hand isn't all that valuable. It's white dragon only, which is sometimes the depressing thing about this. You almost need the card to get some value in the game, but against 2 reaches now, you're in trouble. So here, against 2 reaches and a call, I would be folding out but playing the white dragons. As Adam's Prospero deals into Demo, who also had a Tudor Reach hand. I don't know why it didn't do that. All right, I'm going to show that. For some reason, that held the review there. Anyway, Piffles then. So this is a good start in many ways, but it's going to be Ipeco Pinfu in terms of what you can actually get out of it. Demo now takes the lead with that, but it's only just above the 30k threshold, so this is still anybody's game at this stage. Butterfly, just looking at the number of Manzu in her hand, is going to go for a Honitsu attempt here. And so no hesitation, just go straight for it. And now has Tudor to back it up, so yeah, that's looking extremely good for Butterfly at the moment. Meanwhile, Piffles. Ah, fair enough. I mean, fair, there's a 5-minute delay on, so these have already happened, I guess, but... Sanshiku's a possibility. It's what I would consider the upside of the hand, rather than necessarily what you would want to go for most of the time. Open Sanshiki or a 1 would only be 2,000, which, given Piffles is would-be dealer from it, maybe, but I don't feel that's necessarily the best way to go with it. Nah, I guess. Anyway, Pinfu's looking far more likely here, so... And any hand to be dealer is probably better than just going for it. Or going for the Magical Christmas Land high value stuff. But hey, we've got to see if Butterfly can finish off this Honitsu, which she's not a million miles away from. Basically, free man needed. Well, nearly there. And there's the reach from Demo. So Demo is reaching with Tudor hand of his own on 5/8 so. Which is unfortunate. Piffles having just drawn a 5 so and needing a hand. Yeah, I think you could have played 1 so in this 1 pin in this position. I think would have been fine. Obviously, part of the issue is I think it's a little bit of tilt from he busted out in the previous game. But you always want to make sure the Apatsu discard is safe if you can. I mean, if you've got a high value hand and you've got no other choice, absolutely play the really dodgy middle tile. But you need to try and ensure that the Apatsu at the very least is safe, or at the very least it's not going to add value, because it's far more expensive to deal into an Apatsu usually. Even if you deal into it a turn later, you're at least losing less points most of the time. It is unfortunate here. So Piffles is up against it, and now Piffles does need to go for dealer Apatsu indeed, and respect the dealer. Always respect the dealer reach. You can't decide to just play dealer reach as if it's somebody else's. They're not usually bluffing. Their hands are worth more. It's more painful to do. And if they do luck into a Mungan through Irodura, then that's basically half your points gone. No one respects dealer reach. This is true, and I'm saying you should. But, you know, I understand the not respecting it. If you've got a hand that you feel is better than their reach, absolutely go for it. Go for the attack, because that will stop him picking up the points. But you need to respect it, at least in terms of how much of a threat it could be. And whether your own hand is worth it. And honestly, Bill's hand at that point was not worth it. He had, what, Pinfu, possible Sanshiki? And we're being generous saying possible Sanshiki. This hand actually looks decent. If he lugs into the 6-man here, he's got Reach Pinfu Tanyo, Ivanura. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. This is ideal. So 6/9 Pinfu might not be Tanyo, but at least he's got a sensible, good starting hand to become dealer. This could be the start of recovery, we hope. Demo with 3, 6. I mean, 6 is the Dora, so it's likely going to be just the other side of it that he gets the 9 out of anybody. But you need this kind of hand. This is sort of the recentering hand. He won't win it now, of course, because now we're cursing him. But this is the sort of hand that you need to recover. When you're in a bad spot, you just need to get a hand that works. And this is currently it. Nice, simple, free hand. earn some points, get a dealership, hopefully win a hand there as well, recover the points. Demo, in his case, is just going to ride this out. He's got Dora free. He might even decide he wants to go for this, actually. But he's got no reason to go for this, necessarily. There's not a lot of value against it. I mean, the 9-so would be played, but, you know. Yeah, this is fine. And obviously Dora upside as well. It's Mungan if he sumos with the Dora side. It helps this hand does look as if it might be a Manzu Honitsu based on the discards, but yeah, any points will do. Question is, Demo, who's also in Tenpai now, waiting on the 5-7-4, has just picked up some more points. So yeah, that's a hand. Missing out on Sanshiki there, but still getting a dealer Mungan. One out, I'd take those odds, I think, in most cases. So, Demo, again, just showing how much jam you can get here. How many do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd have probably been inclined if I was Piffles to just throw the free pin and just see what happens with the next draw. Because this hand is utter garbage. So, having drawn that as well... I mean, it's easy to say just go for the Kokushi here. He did only have 8, but you'd play whatever loosest tile you have and attempt and just see, because you need something. So he has a pair of 9s and a north if he went for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So that puts him to 9 plus pair. I mean, you might not get a better shot at getting back into the game, in all honesty. He might, yeah, Nageshi's a reasonable backup plan from here, but Nageshi's far less reliable, weirdly, than Kokushi, at least in terms of how you play it. So he's got to avoid anybody calling anything he discards, and he's still got to draw another. He's still got to draw another 6 or 7 of them, even if he gets lucky with Prospero calling from Demo to reduce his draws. We're just looking at the missed Kokushi attempt here because he was a million miles off, as it turns out. Anyway, Piffles going for Tanya here is not a bad end of the world here. Tanya 2. Even pin through 2 would be fine here. Unfortunately, that's the call, so no more Nageshi. Trying to work out if the Kokushi has ever been dead here. There's 1 south remaining. 1, he would have technically had east, so that's not fine. That's not bad. I mean, he could have gone 7 pairs, 7 pairs, terminals, and honors at this point, with the way the hand has eventually worked out. No way he could know that ahead of time, but that's usually the backup plan you consider if you have a really terrible Kokushi starting hand and you don't want to go for it. So 2-5 pin. Reach Pinfu, Dora, Dora. He's the last reach, so he kind of needs this. And we're always up for a comeback here. So 6 remaining, 2-5. And Sumo. Hit the order as well, so that is Hanneman, and Piffles is back in the game. Alright, so dealer turn from Piffles. Comeback begins. Can he continue it? Has a set of greens, has a pair. The rest of the hand's not amazing, but this is pretty much what you want. Yakai, ability to call everything. Would like a Dora, I suppose, but hey. Prospero, disjointed, but has some value. Butterfly up top. White Dragons. Could be potentially a quick hand, depending on how this develops. And Demo has usual levels of Demo luck. I mean, Demo's had all of the luck thus far, so he's possibly on tilt the other way. Piffles had it busted out in the game before this, so I imagine there's some negative tilt going on in Piffles' direction. Demo's just having usual levels of ridiculous Demo luck, who knows. But again, Piffles has the dragon here, just needs a pair now, really. Well, needs everything else, but you know, wants that pair to allow him to call additional things. Unfortunate having to drop 2 pairs basically already. I think that's what he's trying to do by cutting all the Manzi here, just not having a lot of luck with that. Alright, 7 pins is a good reasonable draw here. So, makes it less likely for Honitsu, but any Tenpai would do at this point. I mean, at this stage, I think Piffles would take cheap and just repeats his last dealer turn. But oh, it just keeps discarding his pairs. I mean, each time I get it, but there is only Manzu in hands. Just unfortunate. Yeah, Piffles hit Piffles hit the Hanuman, Governor Adura, with the hand you didn't like, actually. Okay, so Demo hits Tenpai. Of course, Piffles is going to come, and absolutely correct in this position to do so. Unfortunately, Dora. So, I mean, I say unfortunately. Drawing 8 here puts you into a 6-9. Two-sided weight. It puts some pressure on Demo, who's waiting on 7-man only. Let's Prospero up to. Besides the rest of 5 so here. I'm not entirely agreeing with, but hey. Alright, call for Tenpai. So, waiting on Vidora. Not likely to happen. If A, because it's now Vidora, and B, because Piffles looks as if he's on a Honitsu. So, Butterfly Ishanten. And Demo upgrades to a 4-7 weight. Good news is he's discarded a lot of those already. Funny how Prospero gets back into this at this point. But Prospero might actually just be folding out. I don't know whether he's just playing middle Sozu here and the aim of getting to something. He could be going for a... I suppose he's still got... I don't know, he just doesn't think Sozu a thing to worry about right now. Who knows? Alright, Butterfly hits Tenpai. White Dragon 1. And oh dear. Well. 5 white. And that is Piffle's last dealer turn done with. I don't live in the south anymore, so no, I don't have to wait for cancelled southern trains. I also drive. Alright, Piffles has a Honitsu attempt here. He's only Mangan behind second place, so not impossible for Piffles to at least get to there. And this is a reasonable hand to do that with. Yeah, you call this, I think. Piffles doesn't. I think you have to call that and go for the Honitsu here. Called that though, so he's gotten onto it, but he's gotten onto it a turn too late. He should have just called that east. That might backfire on him in a little bit. We'll see. Khan available, but Khan is the wrong decision here. Don't do what I did and accidentally click Khan. If you want to say that is, that's fine. 1k hand, well, 2k hand at this point. But Honitsu, 2,000 points, gets you a little bit there. And not impossible, he can walk the 1, 2, 3 up to a 3, 4, 5 and Khan there, I suppose. We're thinking Magical Christmas Land and the chances of people making a comeback, so... But yeah, not calling that East initially is a problem, and now you've given away some value with the South by not playing that earlier. Prospero could call that and go for his Tanyo, which he's going to. So that's Tanyo Tenpai from Prospero, 2-5 man. Can't send a message. I mean, what do you have to lose? A bunch of value, because the one thing that's in Piffle's favour at the moment is that he's less than a Mungan from second. So, that's the only thing going for him at the moment. That might not be true after a Khan. Especially a Khan that basically means he's waiting on the tile he's just Khaned with. Yep. So 1 East left in the wall. Can't ruin everything. Demo takes the Chanter Tenpai, the Chantadora 1 south. So free hand. Actually not as bad as I thought it was originally. Tenpai. Last East 7, so interesting. So basically, it's a hell wait for the East. So not calling that East could really have caused a problem. I mean, the only magic 5th tile is that when you have a white dragon, just rub whatever was on it. Or you just, you know, use my avatar and just sneak some white dragons in. Oh, this is... I mean, he's got to go for it. He's got no choice, no matter. Oh, and Prospero deals in. You can rotate the East out. Yeah, he could do. He decided to stick with the Tenpai at that point. He drew 4-pin 6. So nothing that would help him to at least keep the Honitsu. Oh dear. Well, I mean, to be fair, that's made Piffle's job easier. So... True, but there's always the chance it's in the wall. And he had the opportunity to call it from the very beginning. He could have called that East, because his hand was an obvious Honitsu, and he did immediately call for 2... So after he gave up the East at that point. So he'd have been 1 call up had he called the East in the very first discard. I mean, we can't say exactly that the game would have then turned out exactly the same, but you know, you know, he'd have been a call ahead for the risky tile. Hello, Rumi. We are missing 1 for a second game. If you want to join us, by the way, this is open to anybody if you want to. In the meantime, we're just going to continue this analysis and hope that Piffles makes his comeback. Or that Artie decides he wants to rejoin us for another cameo. With no dealer turns left in South 2. Well, we'll see. Well, that game has now ended, so I'm going to watch the end of it and then we'll do some allocations. Currently it's going to be me, Jesper, and Mono in 1 game, so that should be fun. And then I'm going to have to find some dice, because I don't actually have any with me at the moment. So Piffle's just looking at Toy, hoping for Carnage, I guess. East is a safe discard, so that's fine to just keep that as your remaining tile. Yeah, no worries. It's fine. Just because we were waiting for this game to end, really. Demo just hits Tenpai. 8-pin only. Yeah, I just don't think inclined to keep East as a final definite safe tile. But... How's Prospero doing? Prospero is Nishanten for a thing. It's fine. Since I made the offer. All right, Piffles now has Tenpai waiting on the Forso only for just Tanya. It was a dead Jacobin ready game 1. Yes. We want to see we fight with cannons. Indeed. So you call this play the 4 and go into Toy Toy, which I suppose is an upgrade. So guarantees in Toy Toy. So you go from 1 to 2. Does Demo play the Friso here? He does. I mean, ultimately, it's too cheap to matter at this point, but 39 puts you into. Well, I say it didn't matter actually. They put you up from 4th to 3rd, so yeah, upgrade. So 400 points required. What can Piffles do in the last round? Has an East. 1,000 points will do it at this point. So 1,000 points gets you 2nd, and you have a pair of Yakuhai in hand. Prospero needs 2 Han. Doesn't have a Dora in opening hand, but he does have what looks a reasonably good bet for Reach Pinfu. From 2k to 2nd. I mean, it's not a bad recovery as it goes. He's got 2 Dora as well. So Honitsu is an option here. Just taking any kind of win if he gets the white here. Butterfly has a white as well. That's going to come out presumably at some point. So depends what Piffles wants to do here. What's the gap to first, just for interest? So he would need non-dealer. He needs a Sun Baiman, so it's unlikely unless he can Khan things. He's not committing to the Honitsu at this point, which I think might be. Well, the thing is, you're on a closed 8-pin here, so maybe it's not what you should be doing here. And now you're on a pair of 7s. Okay, now at this point I would say no, fine. I've got enough points to overtake, so I'll take the Yishanten here. Needing a Sun Baiman to affect Demo in any meaningful way. Just take the win. Which is the other reason Demo is able to attack everything at this point. Yeah, exactly. You need 1,000 points for victory. He's already got that, so 1,000 points for 2nd. Prospero's job a little harder, but he can reach and presumably get Pinfu out of what he's doing at the moment. Maybe. He goes to 7, didn't he? Well, maybe not. Anyway. So 6-9. Which is kind of what he's done here. He's shown Honitsu, but. Well, let's see if Piffles can do it. There's the 9 into Prospero's hand. Is Prospero going to keep the 9? No, and that is 2nd place from Near Oblivion for Piffles. 1,000 points would do, but he had 2 Dora, so he got 39. Piffles takes 2nd. Still loses 6 points. Alright, let's get a game going then. So, because we were waiting around, the 3 players going into this game, unfortunately for me, I think, are Jesper, Mono, and myself. So, I've got 3 players, Demo, Prospero, Butterfly. So I'm just going to find a D6. Bear with me a moment. Do I even have a D6? I have dice everywhere. I've got a D20. Well, let's roughly divide this by 6 and re-roll the 19s and 20s and see how this goes. I've rolled a 6. That means it's Demo. This is a horrible table. Let's go. No worries, Carol. You mentioned you were basically exhausted. Oh, this is a horrible table I'm joining. Hi, later. Alright, well, let's see how this goes. We start with a set of whites. Can't argue with that. One Dora. This is quite a good hand. Not gonna lie. Still too safe for the moment. We need 2 more players if we want to get a second game going. Currently, it's Prospero and Butterfly waiting. Yeah, let's get rid of this closed wait. 4 hours of post-Mahjong sleep. It's time to play more Mahjong. Indeed, that is exactly correct. I don't know if we want to go for the Honitsu here, but we haven't had any help on what we're trying to get at the moment, so... Okay, I guess that kills... We're not going for the Honitsu here, we're just going for a White Dragon Tenpai Ishanten now, so... Call for Tenpai, if we can get it. 1-4 pin, which is our most probable way to finishing tile. Yeah. I don't know if that's confidence or just mockery going on from Puffin there. I'll debate that later and decide whether I want to put you in timeout for it. Oh, I'm going to be a coward. I'm going to be a coward. I'm not going to play a 7-so into that. Probably doesn't want a Honitsu, but... I am unfortunately going to be a coward into that.
Riichi.
Non-dealer Riichi, we can afford to be passive for a little bit. We've got 3 White Dragons if we absolutely have nothing here, but we've got 9 mana for the moment, which is safe to both sides. Two 5. Reach white Dora. It's free hand. We'll go for it. Let's say the 2 was in the discard pool, but we had free hand. We had that hand that was as valuable, if not more, than demos. So yeah, correct reach. Unfortunately, didn't work out for us in this time. Question was how much pressure that was going to put with mono, but all right. So 2 Dora. Because I figured we'd be on the closed wait if it came to it, just the 4-so. Being our eventual winning tile, one already out. Drawing the second one, though, changed that significantly. So here I'm just hoping for a Pinfu. That's reasonable. Yeah, let's go green at the moment. So there's a few options with this, but we'll keep going with Fedora for the moment. Probably have to cut the 1-2. Yeah, we'll cut the 1-2 now. 7-7-8 is a bit more valuable to us. Yeah, no worries. Carol's policing it for me, so I don't have to. It's fine. Alright, dealer Dragon Call from Mono. We have some value here, so we might not be too frightened about what he's got, depending. Trouble is, if we get into a position we have to cut a Dora to get anywhere, but I think if we can progress this in a normalish kind of way, hopefully we'll draw 3-7 here. And just turn this into a double sequence. Means I probably don't need the 8-so though. But I want to hold that on because that's going to be a safe tile to mono. And having a safe tile to dealer is usually advantageous. Question is, do we... Well, we haven't had the opportunity for it yet, but we could potentially start calling for Tanyo here, especially countering that. Alright, let's throw a 5 pin now. I'm gonna edge up. I'm gonna assume we're gonna get to Tanyo with this. Tanyo, Dora 2, absolutely fine. Question is, will we get a reasonable tile from Mono, or will he get to Tenpai first? And I'm just keeping an eye on what Mono's doing in terms of the discards. Six from his hand. Yeah, we'll call that. So, a few ways this can go from here. So, Ishanten is Ishanten. West is a guaranteed safe tile, so we'll hold on to that now. We're probably going to either cut down the 7s to a pair, or we're going to have it as a triplet, so maybe not 2-5. Although, admittedly, at 2 5s, 2 2's gone. So, basically 4? Of course. Oh well. Jesper calling, presumably for Tenpai, so West is probably the correct tile right now, especially as we just hit Tenpai with that. Actually, we won't turn calls off just yet, because this is one of those rare positions where I might can a 7-pin. Open can a 7-pin anyway.
G.
Yep, that's fine. The rich gets richer, and I move into third. Also, I move into my dealer turn, so there's that. Pair of Souths. Start with North on the basis that he calls it, we get another turn. Possibility 2 is a bit greedy here. We're going to go 1 pin. Although, actually, now if we draw the 5, we've ruined that. So, yeah, I should have cut the East. It might not matter, but if we down draw a 5, that backfires on us. Well, I said if we draw a 5. Wrong 5. It probably just forces us to end up having to cut these 2. Not interested in South, but having 2 safe tiles is always a plus. Ishanten. So 369 for reach and 1. And it's the mother. Nimway's decided to visit. She's a bit shy. I'm surprised she's down here, actually. Yeah. Okay. That's unfortunate, but I think even then I'm going to take the free-sided Tanya here. So, oh, free-sided. Multiple things to get us there now. Let's just see what happens. We'll hold on green for the moment. Hold off turn there. It's not bad, but I'll concede. But just need to get across that line now. For a 10, 147. How many do we have? We have 7. Okay, for a 10, 147 is dealer. Let's see if there's any dealer respects going on. Wrong 7. Double for a 10 as well, actually. Just realizing that. Oh, boy. That Riichi Pinfu Sumo Dora 1. As dealer, puts us in the lead. And worst comes to it, hopefully we get the draw points, so... Also only discarded 1 Manzi tile, I just realised here as well. So that might be influencing some discards, who knows. Not that it matters, because I can't win off anybody's, but you know. Alright, so 1 more draw, unless there's some calls. Well, I mean 2 more draws, of course. Well, somebody really debating on this one man. Mono risking a tile here for Tenpai? Did. Well, it was a risky tile, it was my winning tile, but ultimately doesn't matter. Alright, 1 more chance to see him, eh? Or is Mono gonna snipe this? Shifted the draws a little there. 5 came from in hand, and that is a Haite from Jasper who snipes it. So Haite Dora, ooh. Haite Dora free, nice. I mean, I've gone down from 3rd to 4th for my dealer turn, so, you know, technically it's a bad thing, but I can't argue with that. Oh, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Dora. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in fairness, I'd have had to play and discard that, so I can't complain too much. Oh, what do I even do with this one? We have Dora and Sozu. We just play around this for the moment and send C, because unfortunately this is not really going anywhere. Yeah, there's no point in us trying to even bluff a cock sheet here. So chance is still a thing. We're up against Daddy Reach, so we're not even going to entertain this hand with existing, I think. Yeah, I just don't have the ability to fight this one. Early Reach has probably got no value, but we're a million miles away from anything anyway, so I'm just going to play as safe as I can, and we'll progress from there. Can we back doors into 7 pairs? Oh, we've only got 2 pairs. What am I talking about? No, they were also calling for Tenpai, and that was a deal in with a red 5, so 29, and the points re-equalize a little bit here. So 4th place, but less than 5,000 from the lead. Position I will take. I'd like some better hands to come up at some point. Play West on the basis that if Mono wants it, we get another draw. northwest. Maybe we just go for the impossible hand here, who knows? It doesn't feel as if anything else is happening with this one. Alright, Jep's Calling has one Dora, so quick attack for Tanya, I would guess. Tanya Dora to become dealer and take the lead, actually. Such is the current points situation. East. So we're not a million miles away from things. We're just running out of tiles that are useful for us. No, six passes. At least passes Jesper. We need to draw a free pin to get across the line there. I suppose that's not a bad trade. Actually, we'll do that. Keep the impossible dream around, and there we go. Yeah, we were still miles away from anything there, but I was actually looking more towards just trying to move us into Tanya. But hey, Jesper picks up the win, takes the dealership, and takes the lead. We are now 7,000 points down, basically. One Dora. This time, the free set was mine! Well, this looks like it might be good enough. If we can get lucky, if we get lucky into drawing an early 7, then this is definitely good enough. You know, waiting on the 7, that's a bit more of an issue, but we'll cross that bridge if and when we get that far. Another slight issue is that we probably need to draw another 1. We need to draw something that connects there. Let's play 5 so. So drawing a 6 would put us into Tempo for the 7 so. 7 so, indeed. Otherwise it's going to be Riichi on a single tile. Which might be what Mono's beating us to, but we can play safe against that for now. And also we have 2 man as our probable final discard if we get Senpai as a thing. Oh, it's a can't reach. So we have Dora 2. Okay, we have Dora 3. It's not impossible that this is the better hand. But Sanzu. I'm just gonna. We can still potentially draw the 4 if we can get back into this in some meaningful way, but I think honestly, ship a sail for this hand. Third north. We have a pair of 9s. It's possible this is a dealing tile, but I don't have anything else I can really do that's going to work against this, I don't think. So, that's it.
Hello.
Riichi Dragon 1, not much I can really do from there. I mean, he didn't play any Sozu early on. It wasn't early Reach. It was unfortunately Mungan. Lesai. Okay. So I think this is a Honitsu, in truth. I mean, it might not be ultimately by the time we get there, but you know. We have a deal turn left, so we're not out of the game. Too far, probably. Probably. Okay. So, decisions here, but I think we're just going to have to go with a hand that gets to complete rather than worry about trying to get Honitsu force at this point. West isn't a bonus win, so we're not going to call it just because. I think we are going for Chanter. I mean, we still have to cut the 8s to make this work, but we'd have to cut a lot to make it work, actually. No, Chanter's not an answer here. Certainly not if somebody can call those 8s. Someone saving making play marking his head. I mean, we are waiting on 2 more of the queue, in all honesty, but thing is, I think we have 7 rather than the right number at the moment. Alright, Mono calling, and Mono does look as if he's going for a similar kind of hand, actually. So, playing the 1 side would be a bit suicidal into this, so we're actually going to play the 4. So it could be South 1, but we're going to assume he's going for some form of Chanter shenanigans. And that depressingly means I might be out of this hand. Well, actually, I can play 7-9. I'm going to play 7-9. Rather than I'll give Mono more points while he's dealer if we can avoid it. He's made free calls. Unfortunately, we have to respect that a little bit. One man being safe means it probably is the lower end. It might be the last one, so. But we got a Riichi to worry about now. West will be safe, so that might be how we have to do this. Yeah, we'll play 2 Wests. It's possible 1 side was still a deal in, but look how badly Mono's going to try and fight this, I guess. Oh, 5 side being safe gives us an extra turn. So Mono is fighting this. I'm thinking South only based on everything here, but 6 bit as a final discard is fine for us. Well, he had the pairs, but it was only a under the reverse south and things hitting Mangan. So Mono takes the lead, and we are promoted to 3rd. Fortunately, still not our dealer turn. Okay. Yeah, there's no hesitation here. We go for this, and we're going for this side of the coin. We might go Chanter, which is why we're doing this. So it might be Honitsu, we might be Chantering. Who knows? Oh, for fuck's sake. Said I might be Chantering, I'm probably not now. Oh, and we got Jesper being aggressive as well, and rapid. That being said, you Chanter. Hellweight on the north coming up. I mean, I'm on a new setup, but nobody seems to have been acting as if I've been streaming with a delay thus far, so... Alright, so north is a Hellweight, so we'd probably want to avoid that. I'd say it's about the right time for us to draw a green at that point, but... Not just for out accelerating. 29. So we need a good dealer turn or two here. Okay. So, the medical high end is 567 Sanchku. Pinfu. Well, maybe Pinfu, who knows. I suppose we've got pairs as a thing we could do in here, and we are going to actually lean into this 567 Sanchku at this point. At least a little bit, I guess. There's also a chance we just start calling and take a Tanyo or a 1 here. Yeah, I'm not missing a second. We're going for Tanyo now. A lot needs to happen in our favour for this to work, especially with a bunch of middle tiles, but I'm not in the position where I can afford to not try this. Well, this is not what you want to see as a dealer, typically, especially when you are desperate in the need of points. That Ishanten. Yeah, I had no choice. Duranov had to be played there. Given everybody's made calls, it was very possible. Well, let's go. Tenpai attained. I'd say, is Mono going to be nice and give me things? Probably not. No, we still have 7 left in the wall, in theory. Yeah, we're just going to be also lazy on this one. There is nothing that we can draw that is going to terrify us anymore. We're just going to do it. We either win or we don't. I can't wait another turn anyway, so... Technically, think we could have changed the hand up there, but I don't think it would have mattered. Good news is, I think we're finishing third. Mad news is, we are miles away from anything. So I think we're playing Yakuman only Mahjong for the last one. Right, so playing Yakuman only Mahjong, how do we win with this? Not easily, to be honest, whichever way you want to do this. I mean, we could get pairs. There's an argument for pairs here. I'm going to call it because Yakuman only Mahjong. So there's nothing. I mean, Jesper's actually close enough that he could win this by himself at this point. I'm not going for that Yakuman, though. Also, silence. I know what I need to do in order to, you know, win the game at this point. And therefore, I'm trying to maximize my chances of such an impossible event actually happening. So, Suanko is the best bet, and I am miles away from that. But equally, you know, I guess you would prefer Operation Make Demo lose, but he's already doing that. So I've done nothing for that effort. All right, we can't Suanko with that, so we'll play that. We see two of them. We see two of the green as well, so we'll also not Suanko with that. We also can't force the West around, so really, what am I doing here? I'm playing Yakuman only Mahjong and getting rid of the 7s that I clearly should have kept. Okay, so technically speaking, we're five from victory. 5 from the victory we need. I mean, we get through a hell of a lot of other Tenpais first, I'm not lying, but... There are no 9s! We can potentially pair that more easily. Yep, we can still Suanko this. Everything's still available, technically speaking. So 8s are gone? Can't Suanko with it. This is a weird criteria I'm playing to here, but you know, sometimes you have to accept that you're just in 7 pairs Tenpai and there's nothing else you can really need to do. I've told you which Yakuman I'm closest to at this point, and admittedly now I can't get that either, so actually green can be pair. 4 can still be tripled, 2 can still be tripled, 4 can still be tripled, 3 can still be tripled. So Suanko is technically still on. I need 4 to win. I can't Suanko anymore. I'm disappointed. Well. It was a fun mini game for myself while it lasted. We're gonna play 4, so. And also, you only have to look out what's already on the board to know that Greens is done. Nah, I wasn't making a counter Yakuman out of this. Honestly, I didn't have a lot of ways of doing anything meaningful here. I guess the only condition here is that Demo is now giving me another chance to win with a Yakuman. Yeah, I'd say there were other things that could have happened here, but if we're playing Yakuman only Mahjong, which we're kind of forced to do here, we got to look at what we're closest to, and we have 3 pairs, which means we are technically closest to Suanko again, I think. Okay, well, let's just see how this goes. I mean, we're here for lols. We'll do it. I mean, technically speaking, we should probably play this differently because now Demo can overtake us with any win, really. So we should try and close this game out, even if we take 3rd from it. Yeah, maybe I should consider. I mean, I have one with greens only, but that was in free player and with real tiles. Yeah, but honestly, I just need to win with anything at this point now. So we're probably going to have to stop playing Yakuman only.
Riichi!
Well, that's no fun. How am I supposed to Yakuman only if you're going to do that kind of nonsense? But I mean, so long as we don't deal into mono, we actually we should take 3rd from that. Now, just by calling to try and maintain the lead. Demo calling because again, any win will do for Demo to at least take minimum of 3rd right now. Yeah, really I can't Suanko with his current hand, so I should probably not be bothering with that. Doesn't matter anyway. So, okay. So the good news about that is we will finish 3rd. Bad news of that is that we are finishing 3rd. Yeah, we couldn't have Suanko'd anyway because the 2 went out with that, so we need to do something else with it. Anyway, things happened. There was some stuff, and we lose even more points. Well, I'm going to play one more because clearly this is not a good record in Tiles of Confusion Land. Alright, so we had Prospero and Butterfly waiting, so they will get in regardless. I kind of want to play, but I'll see who else is around before we confirm the numbers. And then we'll probably do a roll-off for it. So it is Demo, myself, and Mono currently. I imagine you would be fine with that one. Yeah. All right. Let's go then. Hope to not roll 19s and 20s endlessly. 12 puts myself in. All right. Odds Demo, evens Mono. I rolled a 2. It's Mono. Good luck all. With the current way it's been set up, yeah, pretty much. First gets a bonus. You can score positive points in second, but you need a good score. This is a great opening hand. Honestly. Yakuhai and Tudora. One that's already in a completed sequence. I mean, I wanted to wait it for last as a penalty, but, you know, I was voted down because it would be too stressful, apparently. I gave multiple options. Okay. That's very nice. Ishanten for a Dila Mungan immediately. Basically, yeah.
です。
Alright, Tenpai, free 6 pin for a Mongan. I like my outdated way of phrasing it, but yeah, basically you're right. Yeah, Mono pushing some Dora, so Mono's got Tenpai. But I'm dealing with free Dora, so we're not backing down in the slightest. Certainly not after 2 calls. Yeah, and even if we draw a Dora right now, we're going to discard it, so we are just going to auto discard things. There's 8 potential winners. I've got 9 more draws left. And there's always a chance somebody will play a 3 or a 6 because they have to. I suppose we'll reach on the wall. We should probably consider folding here, but I think we've still got to deal a Mungan here. This is important. Going for something. Playing the Fated Sanzo. Super. Shundor-san, Mungan. Classic awesome reach stick. Alright, so ideal start. Let's see if we can continue. I mean, the last hand we got was kind of amazing. This is still a good hand. Two sequences. Pair, yeah. Only thing we would need right now, I guess, is pair out the reds to give us an easy call for it, but we don't. We now are Mungan up, so we can be a little pickier about hands, I guess. Dora. And we still have Tenpai if we can luck into the 2-man here. Not quite. Well, North is going to be a safer discard to hold on to, so we'll play the red now. And if we draw 5-8, we'll just go into a reach number 2, I guess.
Boom.
So Butterfly looking to just go for a quick Tanyo attack, I guess. Wrong 8. Yeah, we can probably afford to play it now. So around, I think we're going to turn calls off because we don't really want to be giving away info at this stage. And nothing we call would actually affect what we do here. Okay, keep discarding 7s then. I mean, if I draw 2-man, there's an argument for going Dharma here, but... Red's safe for the moment anyway. Sozu extremely cheap on this board at the moment. West is live. The person you should be interested in is Mono, unless Butterfly's doing something weird. But let's go West. Yeah, it's fine. So call 7 from hand. Something in the high Manzu as a potential threat area. Alright, we'll play Seitan now. Nope, and we have a cat down with us, who you might have seen coming. Pair of 6s. Okay, we'll play a pair of 9s then. We've got a spare pair. And it's possible then we change this into a Tanya. Bit late in the day for it, but we could do that. The question is, at this point, will the 6-pin pass? You see most of the 9s, most of the 8s, 7s, and we have a pair of 6s ourselves. Don't have enough information to say it definitely would. Okay, Prospero on the attack then. Yep, I think the Tanya attack has happened. Potentially be in a position where if we luck into another 5-pin here, we'd have to reach a Medora, which would be kind of terrifying in actuality. You know what? I might just cut the 2-3-4 and cut my losses this late in the game. I don't feel that this is a hand I want to go in with, and I'm happy to set the draw loss. So we might just play 2-3-4 so and buy ourselves out of this one. Alright, we've got 6 and 6 for the last 2 discards, as long as they keep discarding what they got. Yep, that's acceptable. So cheap hand from Prospero, absolutely fine for us. We're already a dealer Mungan up from our dealer turn, so anything else was a bonus. And we didn't lose anything. Starting set of greens and Adora. Our starting hands this game have been quite amazing thus far. Need a pair, but other than that... yeah, no need to do any call card shenanigans. We can probably reach with this hand anyway. Well, I might be able to complain if Mono's getting Dora 4s all the time, but you know. That's just what he's saying. Oh, that is awesome draw. No, not really. Because I've only got one completed sequence. This is not really anything. This is probably the one I'm getting rid of. And we completed it the other way around, so... I need to basically have it if I'm going to do that sort of thing. Reach Dora. Early enough? Yeah, why not? I'm not a massive fan of this reach, but we'll go with it. Oh, counter reach immediately. Do we have a better one? Is a good question. We have a... Mono unhappy. Alright, didn't Ipatsu. Somebody else decided to take the win, though. Symbols and 2 reach sticks. Nah, I mean, I agree. As I say, I didn't love the reach, but early enough that it was probably fine anyway. Most of the time, I think that'd be okay. What the heck is... okay, fine. I've made a deal with somebody. I'm not sure who yet, but Whoever it is. Thank you. I'm enchanting with this. Deal a free hand. I don't know what meme you mean because this is just me playing. This is just playing the game here. Can potentially get a middle tile that would be more useful than actually with on that. Ignore that. Reach 2-5. Yeah, rapid reach on Mono's dealer turn. So let's see. Reach door free. Mongan. There's no meme going on here with this one. If you think there's a possibility of this going to any kind of silly hand, then the answer is probably no. There was no chance of making this a Turin or anything ridiculous like that. This was pretty much the auto go. You need a lot more of that suit to even be considering Turin as a thing, if you were. And beyond that, possibly it's suit maybe, but you know, that's not a meme. That's just me going for a hand that makes sense at the time. Also, they don't line up for it. Hello, Artie. Both cats down here with me at the moment, actually. But early reach, I played no Pinsy tiles, and unfortunately I've drawn no Pinsy tiles since then. So, we've got some on a Pinsy weight, based on what the opponents can see. Well, whoever I made that deal with, apparently it wasn't about finishing anything. It was just getting the nice starting hands. At this point, I would take drawing a Pinsy tile. No, who wants to gamble? Live red late game. Prospero's going to gamble. He's going to give me a winning tile? Not quite. One thing which he knew was safe anyway. So less drama than it seemed there, I think. If somebody calls, I have 2 draws left. If not... Actually, no, I should have 2 draws left. Yeah. South. So I have the Haite. 10 pie on turn 4 with a 2-sided Pinfu. Failed to draw any Pinsy tiles. Alright, come on, Haite. Haite for glory. That's not a glorious Haite. So the T5, Dura free. I mean, they'll take it. It moves the game on. We actually gained ground on the second place person, so yeah. Made our job slightly easier. Okay, this hand is still good. But the sheen's wearing off, I think. At least in terms of ridiculous hands. Yeah. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I didn't draw any, which is a little weird, but, you know. Could have been that they all had them in their opening hands anyway, but... I thought it was a good reach, honestly, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes people can avoid things. And unfortunately, because of how the hand was, it kind of telegraphed that I probably wanted a Pinsy tile of some sort. If only I could have Khan. That might have shaken things up. If only because it meant I would not have been on a Pinsy tile. No, that's far too few. If you've got 11 of a suit in your hand, then you've got a reasonable, could I do it? Because that's not, the 5 terminals isn't the difficult bit. 5 terminals in many ways is the easy bit. At the very least, you'll find out very early on whether it's dead or not, because the terminals will come out very early on. But yeah, it's basically the Itsu stretch that you need. Also, we're Shanten again. How many Itsus? Actually, we can prove this. There's more challenge than you think. I remember we did a challenge Mahjong where we had to basically play clear Mahjong, get a bunch of Yaku. Itsu's more difficult than you'd think, even with somebody else on your team. Although, I'm trying to remember, there was something with cards we had to do as well. Oh well. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. So, double call from Prospero. He might be going for an outside hand, so we'll play the 8 now. Yep, always happy to hear those. Yep, so we now know that's what he's going for. It also does help us out because we now know that he's going to have to play things in that regard. Although, admittedly, the only thing we can call it is 6. Which is a safe tile. There are 2 of them left. I'm not going to call because we need whichever side it is for a pair, but we now know the freeze safe. Could potentially call the 7 to get there as well. Yeah, so Wind and Chanter. Oh, I have a dealer turn again. Let's see what I can do. I have things. So, Wonder or East has been played. This has one more turn to draw a second. We'll play ours. Value not being on the board is probably advantageous for us in the lead anyway, so... We are, however, going to have to watch out, because Prospero is now only within 10,000 of us. So just have to be a little more cautious about what Prospero is actually doing. Beyond that, though, just win hands, win game. Alright, that's unfortunate. We'll play that side of things, potentially have a double run here. Red will be a safe tile, we can get rid of a 9 right now. Definitely thinking impossible hand from here. And from Prospero, of course, and from Butterfly. All of us going for impossible hands. Ooh, good draw. Actually, a really good draw. That puts a C Shanten. So it'd be reach only, but if you do the free so for it, that gives us 5/8 weight, which I'd probably take on balance. Yo, ask for it occasionally, you get it. So there we go. Reach Sumo. Reach Sumo Nomi. Well, I mean, that pads out my lead a little bit. Got a bit more of a gap to Prospero now. Do I think Honitsu with this? If I had a pair of any of these, I'd probably be considering it a little more, but I think we'll just play normally and just see how this goes. Okay. 7 pin, 3 pin, see where we are. Could potentially still draw green and west to further improve this. Who knows? Maybe this is my Suanko attempt. Really, who knows? Seems more likely than some of my other ones I was attempting at the end of the last game. Don't need to call that. No, you can go away. If we have any chance to score a 4, so we'll probably have to go with it. Oop, then my cats are destroying things in the background. Triplet of the Norths. Okay, maybe this is the Suanko attempt. I mean, stranger things have happened, but not gonna count because, again, we're in the points lead. We don't need to. We would take the Honitsu if it came up. I'm just saying now. If the 4-so or 1-so comes up now, we are probably calling it. But yeah, I'd be very happy if we could get another one of them.
Boom.
Okay. Honitsu, yeah. Absolutely. Honitsu, Toy Toy, we go for it. There's absolutely no question about that was being the correct decision. We might still call some cans here, but Honitsu, Toy Toy, Dragon. On our closest points rival as well. We have Shades. At the moment. Okay, Dora Sanchiku, basically, from this hand. We dreamed a dream, but we had to take that. Okay, so that means we're pairing up the 5s on that side, which is fine. So Ishan 10 for Sanchiku, Dora 1.
Boom.
Riichi, Pinfu, Sanchiku, Dora 1. Fine. Can I bottle this luck up because I want to play the lottery? Yeah, I wish I could say it's because of some sort of skill, I've got to be honest. But, you know, this is just... I don't need the Apatsu. I'm dealer and I've got a Mungan. With no effort. A likely Mungan as well, actually, come to that. Sumo. Sumo, Sanshku, Pinfu, Dora, Hanneman. If not Baiman. Alright, 704 then. What's the high score so far of the tournament? Does anybody know? I'm probably the only person who probably would check, but you know. I'll have to go and look what the high score is in a moment, see if I've busted it here. We've got another Sanshku chance. Yeah, mama. I mean, it's early days. I could still deal in. We're only in South 1. It's very possible for me to lose quite a few points from here, but, you know. You have 100,000, because that's basically the point score everybody starts with, 25 each. I need a lot to do it in one go, because Mono still has a reasonable buffer of points here. But ultimately, my game plan from here is just do not take any risks, and we'll just ride out the 70,000, because 70,000, it's a lot. Because sometimes people get unfairly lucky and overplay things. We're probably not going to do that. I mean, we're kind of leaning towards the Sanshku here if we can get it, but I'm not going to do anything major to force it at this point. Maybe, but again, Mono's good enough to not deal in most of the time. Yeah, and against 2 calls, we're already playing safe to middle play because we don't need to do anything more. I've had a good enough dealer turn. I don't need any more points really. Like I said, what have I even got the safe here? Play the 1 because I assume it's a Tanya. Yeah, Prospero's in. The good news is, of course, with all 3 of these being on low points, is they will attack things more readily. So, you know, I've got that fun. Second Hatsu. So, Mono's tempo with something. Second South. Mono might be tempo with Chanta or something. If he's got really extremely lucky with that. Sozu Honitsu from Prospero would be my best guess, and then just a Tanyo attack from Butterfly. So overall, I don't have any good definite safe tiles here, except probably the 8 so. That is fine. Gives us 2 more. Probably not. I mean, you might be thinking about it in all fairness, but Mono tends to start at the cock sheet and then move to other things, and he does like his little chanter. I don't think he's there, though. I see 3 1 pins. I see... I thought I saw 4 of something. I might be wrong. 2 greens. No, maybe he is. 2 east, 2 north. 1 1 1. There's a 9 pin. Yeah, maybe he is. 3 wests. Is there a 4th west? I see 1. Thing is that I was about to say, even if Mono is on a Kokushi though, he's going to deal into something of these 2 because they're going for Tanyo and the Honitsu. So yeah, I wonder how close he was though, out of interest. But I feel it was more likely going for a Chanter of some sort. Maybe 7 pairs if he was being obsessing with just keeping the terminals. Well, we have... That's not great. So close. He was going for it. No, you're right. I mean, we can review and see how close he was, but yeah. I mean, ultimately, I'm now just passengering this entire rest of the game. I'm just going to let those fight the lesser battles. If I can knock Prospero out, I say knock Prospero out, I'll probably do it. Yeah, because I've unfortunately brought unfair amounts of luck to the table. I mean, Kokushi's a generally easy read, but yeah, it's possible they were doing other things, though. And the thing is, if you know somebody's going for Kokushi, even if you guess that, you can't really do anything other than play your normal game against it, because the likelihood is very remote. And they're more likely to deal into other calling hands as what happens. But I was far more concerned about Prospero's Honitsu and possibly Butterfly's Tanya was the one I was going to play the least safe to, because that was probably the lowest value, but... ultimately, I'm just trying to play casually here. If I can draw an 8-so and just go into Ipeco only, I'll probably be happy with that. Alright, let's give a red out. See what happens. Yeah, he doesn't have it. I mean, there's a certain point where you do worry about Yakum in hand, but you can't worry about it ultimately, because it's far better. If somebody's got a Kokushi or something, some nonsense, and you can see that, it's far better to just win your hand quickly by taking extreme measures if needed, than just sabotaging your hand and giving them the time to finish. Because against 3 calls, that had, or 4 calls at one point, that was not going to happen. Someone has knocked something over. Is that you, miss? Is that you, madam? Yeah? No. She is very shy. And is decided to go back upstairs, as she might now be hearing that there. Anyway, right. What was I doing? Yeah, I was playing a 9-man, I think. But here you beat Sumo Yakuman. No, I'm still ahead of Sumo Yakuman. I don't beat it. That just means I'm now in a battle for a position rather than being absolutely safe. I mean, to be fair, if I had any hint that Mono was actually finishing that hand, I'd have probably just tried to deal into Butterfly, which also, by the way, plays safely to Mono, because he's going for a Kokushi. West. So I have 2 pin that should be safe for the rest of the game here. Save against Prospero and Mono. Nobody's really done a lot this game, really, but could even call for Tenpai here, which would be really, really greedy. Yeah, but I'm not looking at Sumo yet. Alright, so late reach from Mono. That's fine. We can cover this because we've got 2 discards. In fact, we actually could potentially even call and get there here. If he plays free... Yeah, Sumo. Reach Batsu doesn't actually end the game, unfortunately, as far as I can work out. So Mono picks up the points, retakes the lead, takes the dealer turn. We go into... I'm below 70,000 points. Ooh, hiss. It's out 3. Five is not enough to think about it. It is, however, a fast attacking calling hand, and I'd rather not have Mono and Bedila button. It isn't. I guarantee you it's not. I'm far happier to just have a hand that can potentially knock Prospero out. If you have 6, then you can consider it. And I suppose I technically now have 6. But I can't even call a green dragon if it comes off because I need a pair. So we're far more interested in the middle tiles near us. Nah. We thought about it and we decided no, we don't need it. I'm more interested in the 2-5 Tenpai. I don't want 100k. Silence. We're playing red. No more of that. I mean, 2 calls, and I'm not going to do that. Go into 3 calls and have to worry about where my pair's coming from. There we go. 2-5. 2-5 Dragon Dora. 2 is the Dora indicator, which is the problem with this at the moment, but you know. Do I want to give... Yeah, fine. Fine. Moving on. Moving on. I don't know how many times I've sakied on Tiles of Confusion, but the fact that it's been quite a few is, you know, it's happened enough times that it should be illegal. A battle for third with 10,000 points, basically winning it at the moment. Oh boy! All right, let's play some dragons out. But yeah, as I said, we had a faster route to Tenpai by just having the 1 dragon and immediately culling. So, well, here we're just looking at any hand that'll do and just staying out of trouble and, you know, letting them play their game at this point because I've kind of ruined everything here. Do I go for the Yitsu? No, we don't go for the Yitsu. We've got far too much connectivity going on here. Let's cull the 1 for the moment, though. Might end up making this into Tanya.
Riichi.
Well, you know what? You deserve a deal in. But I don't want to give you one if I can avoid it. I'm going to play a 9-pin. So Prospero Monodil in with the Apatsu. That might even be it. Yeah, we're just going to play safe. I have 2 Dora, so... And 2 more safe tiles, thanks to Prospero. Now we can play 2-man now. So we have 3 more definite safe tiles in hand. Fortunately, it's going to be very awkward for us to get anywhere with this, I think. About high sumos, and that's game. I would imagine. Yeah, it's got to be game. Mangan. Well, at least she takes at least 4,000 from Prospero, so this nightmare is over. And I finish on 73,400 points. And yeah, many apologies for my stupid amounts of luck. 78.4, you say? 78.4. Let's have a quick check on something here. Although I imagine... $78.4 might be the highest winning total. We'll find out. So, 78.4. Have we had anybody get close to that number? 69.2 from Demo, 69.4 from Chiral. I believe that's the biggest win of this season thus far. So with that, and my actually getting back to winning ways finally, it's been a while since I've won a game of this. Yeah, GG. And apologies for the ridiculous amounts of luck shenanigans that were going on with that. Well, I'm going to call that a stream because I've actually closed down the window and have to relog in and things. So thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'll see you next week where hopefully my luck will have been curbed because clearly it needs to have been. Catch you all later. Till then.